How's it going, everybody? Um, Still new to this channel, um, and thus I'm still new to YouTube, at least with this channel. My other channel's been around since 2006, um, but figured I'd make this video today just to clear the air on some things. Um, First off, shout out to all my fellow MGTOW slash Itmore brothers that's out here. I'm just gonna know the main popular ones, at least that I follow, like BGS, Black Nazi Speaks, BGS and more. E-Man67, man has a huge following now, at least is a huge growing following, should I say. He's rapidly increased over the last year or so in terms of his followers. My man Lion of MGTOW, LOM. And of course, my other brothers that's just playing for the men in general. Like my man Mr. Research, aka Q. Kid Organic. Angry Man. You know, just the list goes on. That said, there was one particular YouTuber I've been watching and following, that I like I said, I appreciate it. I love what he's been doing. I love his content. I definitely support it. But my thing is this. He seems to just be off base for whatever reason when it comes to the definition of MGTOW. This particular YouTuber keeps assuming that MGTOW is an organization, it's a group. That's false. That's the false statement right there, number one, that he keeps putting out. Number two, he seems to staunchly, and I mean just staunchly, believe that MGTOW can't do anything to save to help, should I say, save a man, and in terms of guiding his way through this this heavily gynocentric, misandry type world that we live in, where everything is like he pretty much said his own self, is anti-male. I don't understand it. I really don't understand where he's coming from. Because he, at the same time, he pushes his own philosophy that makes it seem like he's completely different. And I'm like, no, dude, no, you're exactly the same, like just like everyone else here, who's out here promoting their. And by the way, shout out to Black Ram too, Black Ram 313. I love that brother too. Sorry, he just popped in my mind, and I can't believe I forgot him. But no, by the way, this video is not about him. Clearly, yeah, he's full support of the MGTOW philosophy and MGTOW movement. But this particular YouTuber, though, that I am going in on, he just seems to think that his philosophy is just so much better. And I'm like, dude, first and foremost, no, it's not. The only thing, I admit, this is what I give him. This is truly what I give him. And honestly, like I said, I still support the brother. With all this being said, I still support him because he, like I said, he's trying to put out content that can help us men. in the long run, especially in this, like I said, in this anti-male environment that we're living in today. So he's actually putting out content that helps. So I I guess as soon as he changes the tone or whatever, I would definitely go tell you to go check him out and promote him. As a matter of fact, I've already mentioned his name earlier, but we'll just leave that to your guess. At any rate, he just keeps on going on and on about how MGTOW is not this, not that, and I'm like, first and foremost, and MGTOW doesn't have any rules or something. That really throws me for a loop. But I'm just like, first and foremost, man, understand this. Because, like I said, going back to his first point, he believes MGTOW is an organization. MGTOW is not an organization. MGTOW, men going their own way, is a philosophy. Okay? It is a philosophy. Now, it's one of the many philosophies a man can take upon taking the red pill. I'm going to say it again. MGTOW is just one of the many philosophies that a man can take when consuming and digesting the red pill. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I pretty much just kind of stated earlier that MGTOW is just one of the many philosophies I support, and thus and honestly, I know there's probably way a lot more than I know of that's out there, but they pretty much are very similar. One being, of course, is Itmore, and then another one is SYSBM. They're very similar to their approaches, but and by the way, Itmore is introspective black men of reform. Then SYSBM is save yourself, black man. And of course, for me, I like to follow those two, along with a lot of the principles of MGTOW, simply because of I am a black man. That said, like I said, there's so many philosophies out there when it comes to consuming the red pill, but we pretty much all have the same goals. And but for that being said, this is the reason why many men, period, can at least relate to and potentially adopt the MGTOW philosophy. So number one, I'm just gonna say MGTOW, like I said, it's not philosophy. So I mean, it's just a philosophy. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's just a philosophy. It's not an organization. There's no headquarters where people can go to and just be like, oh, we're going to march right outside of their gates or things of that nature and to protest against them because they're misogynist or some shit like that. No, it's not that at all. MGTOW, like I said, is a philosophy. And once again, it's a philosophy, meaning it's a lifestyle. It's a true way of life that a man can live by. Now, because of that, when he says when this particular YouTuber says there's no rules to it, I would have to say that no, it's not rules so much, it's principles. We have principles that we follow to. Now, yes, we also categorize them as in the form of levels. And to to his point, the first level of a MGTOW usually embodies that of someone who is proclaiming to be a bachelor, or the way he describes it, an internal, quote unquote, internal bachelor. I would say yes and no. I mean, yes, just because, particularly, I think the younger MGTOWs would immediately think this is the way to go. When no, it's actually it's when done the right way, level one at least, it's more than just being a bachelor. It really is. It really is more than just being bad. When done the right way now, when done the right way, when you're doing it, like I said, probably a lot of youth is now embodying the MGTOW movement, the MGTOW philosophy. And so, yeah, I guess I could see how it could just be simply just a bachelor for many men, and especially for someone looking outside looking in. They would think, oh, okay, this person who's MGTOW, claiming MGTOW, he's just trying to live a player lifestyle, a bachelor type lifestyle. When, once again, when done the right way, level one really doesn't even show that. Level one MGTOW really is about, okay, I'm just not going to marry. He's a level one MGTOW still dates and fools around with women, but for the most part, he's not trying to, as a matter of fact, here ain't no most part to it, excuse me. He's not marrying that woman. He's not marrying any woman. So that's the only similarity to a bachelor I can even begin to encompass, because otherwise a level one MGTOW understands. This is the reason why I said maybe this is just a matter of who practices this MGTOW at this level. A level one MGTOW understands that he cannot, and I do mean he knows under no circumstances can he afford to put himself in a situation where he ends up having to deal with this woman that he's already sworn off not to marry, but now he's dating, but he can't put himself in that situation where he now has to deal with her for all time, basically for the rest of his life, and it's mainly due to because of some form of custody dealing with a child. Or it could be simple fact that he is claiming to be MGTOW, but yet he's living off the same woman, the very woman that he wants nothing to do with besides fucking chucking. So my point I'm trying to say is a level one MGTOW understands that he can't put himself in that type of situation. A true level one, I guess I call it a level oneer. A true level one MGTOW, though, understands that he can't put himself in that situation, because the moment he does put himself in any of that type of situation where he's either A, dependent upon that woman, or B, like I said, has a child now by that same woman, he knows he can be easily, and I do mean easily, subjugated to the wrath, the full form wrath of the state. What happens when that occurs, or if indeed that occurs? Because this is the reason why I guess I could see where some women think that it's not all. It's not all. Yes, I agree, but guess what? Not all snakes are poisonous. I'm not trying to take my time to test and see which snakes that bite me are poisonous, which ones aren't. You know what I'm saying? So that's here, neither here nor there. I'm just saying, there's some women who truly are for men, and thus want to basically, how would I say it, show off that they truly are indeed the fair sex in that example, by trying to indeed work with that man in that situation. But oftentimes, because this is why I say you can't depend on that, because oftentimes, like this same YouTuber has always stated, all women go left. The same certain YouTuber has always stated that all women go left, and indeed he is 1000% right. All women do indeed go left. And what I mean, or at least what I've understand and interpreted from that is, yes, they may not go left when you predict it to go left. And that's by the way, that's just goes to show you the true nature of a woman. They may not all go left when they predict it, but when they go left, it usually means they're gonna do their own thing, and they're basically saying, "Fuck you, man. I'm the woman. Hear me roar, and this is what I'm gonna do by roaring." And you just and once again, this is the reason why I say I actually agree with this very same YouTuber who's putting down MGTOW, that you as a man have got to make sure you protect yourself from that event of if and when the woman indeed goes left, because when she indeed goes left, she's going to do something that act of her going left is going to encompass, or basically potentially encompass, you hurting you both financially and legally. So you have to do everything in your power to make sure you are protected in that regard, in that realm. So that's why I agree. But with this on YouTube. But once again, this is where he and I are definitely split on this, because for some reason, I think it is. I think it is on his part. I think it's just pure ignorance. I don't think there's nothing else to it. Like maybe there's a hidden agenda. I thought that at one point. I thought there was, but no. I'm starting to think. Excuse me. I'm starting to think that he truly just doesn't know. He truly has a pure ignorance about MGTOW and what the positives of what it can really do to help a man. But because for some reason he fails to realize that saying that he's made in terms of saying all women go left, and you as a man need to understand that you have to protect yourself from those events of when a woman indeed goes left and tries to involve you on her going leftness. You have to protect yourself, but understand that philosophy is no different. It is no different than I'm sorry, I'm just gotta drill it in. It is no different than any form of the red pill philosophies out here. Whether it be, once again, whether it be MGTOW, Itmore, SYSBM. Now those are just, by the way, those are just three I know. But I know I'm pretty sure there's several others. Hell, see, he keeps saying that the original, since he believes MGTOW is not original, he believes it's completely, it's been completely done before. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this right now. He's actually right. MGTOW has been done before, but guess what? He believes it's been done before by form of eternal bachelors, going back to the Victorian era days and things of that nature in England. No, I'm gonna tell you right now, MGTOW is original, going back to the original fucking monks. You hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? This once again is why I say there's levels to it. There's levels to the MGTOW philosophy, and the highest level usually you can go to of MGTOW is indeed the monk mode, where you're just practicing complete celibacy. And honestly, shout out to Ron Wheels, brother. I like. He's a dating coach. I respect. Cause yeah, he can sound a little PUA-ish at times, but for the most part, he really does try to put out advice that helps both genders. Really, and really, definitely both me. Really, for most of us, men, shall I say. So shout out to him. I like that brother. And his content. But he said it himself when talking about taking a red pill. He made a video about taking a red pill. He said that really, if you really want to take the full-on red pill and go full monk mode, you know what you have to do? And honestly, this ain't no different from what the original monks back over in Asia used to do. They would isolate themselves completely from society. And that's my point. Full-fledged MGTOW is that. Full-fledged, like full highest level MGTOW is monk. Okay? You're practicing complete celibacy. Hell, and yeah, you probably are basically living right off the grid. But I understand clearly not everybody in this society, in this day and age, can't do that. Myself included. But we do understand that we have to do things to protect ourselves. And honestly, I just find it so odd when this same brother who keeps talking about, oh, MGTOW ain't this, man. You should be following my way. I'm like, dude, your way. Okay, you're not calling yourself a MGTOW, but guess what? The practices, the things that you're telling us to do, from what is it? Control your mouth, to keep hire and keep a lawyer on deck. Guess what? Those practices encompasses self-preservation, protecting yourself, and guess what? The MGTOW philosophy is all about. That's right. As a man, you have to protect yourself. Yeah, I know I sound corny as hell, but so what? Fuck it. You have to protect yourself. Self-preservation as a man is key in this society, because in today's society it is, and really always, but more important than ever, shall I say, today, because we really are in an anti-male world right now, especially in the West. Now, I gotta admit, and honestly, I'm in the process of taking advice from my man E-Man 67, who's pretty much telling us, hey man, go get your passports, go get them ready, because we have to. We need to get ready to start traveling. If we're really gonna want to have I wouldn't necessarily say no strings attached relationships, but definitely relationships where you feel like you can actually can live and cohabitate, have a cohabitated life with a female. I think it's getting to the point where, yeah, you need to start traveling for that. You need to start traveling and going to distant countries, distant lands, far away from the West. This westernized, feminized culture that we live in here in the U.S. Because I guarantee you, it's just not worth it anymore. Not because, like I said, it's not even about the women. Understand, MGTOW is not even about it's about the man protecting himself from the things that women can do when she goes left, as well as the backing that she has from the state and the system that supports that's backing the state, of course. That is what a man is avoiding at all costs. At least a MGTOW man is avoiding at all costs. Okay, understand that. It's not about avoiding, abducting his duties or obligated mission or his goals in life, especially if he's trying to do the best he can to leave the world in a better place than what he found it in. The ultimate goals are to become a better man and preserve yourself, protect yourself, value your worth. Understand that you are the prize, man. That's what it's all about. Understanding that you are the prize. We are the prize. But see, this is where the simping comes in, and basically I say beta male nature, but I'm starting to get tired of that word too. But definitely simping, cucking, putting pussy on a pedestal, and just acting like women can do no wrong. When in fact, when you do that, that means you're treating them like little children, like little handicapped children that can't do nothing for themselves. But yet here you are giving them a platform to say that they're independent, huh? That don't make sense. That just don't make sense. But I'm rambling on. I'm just want to say that, to this particular YouTuber, I hope you wake up and realize that, MGTOW is bigger than what you're thinking. I really don't understand it. And I get, and also, I just finally want to clear this up. I get that in the end, there are a lot of racists and bigots that try to adopt the MGTOW philosophy, but understand while they exist, and yes, we definitely should want not a damn thing to do with those people. Understand also at the same time that's you can't just embody or try to swear off MGTOW himself because of those certain individuals. Because honestly, that's literally the equivalent to anyone swearing off a religion, whether it be Christianity, Judaism, Islam, whatever. That's literally equivalent to someone swearing off a religion simply because there are some bad apples there too. Because clearly there are bigots and racists in Christianity. There are terrorists, radical Islamic terrorists in practicing Islam, and being Muslims. And there's crazy people in every sector of life. And honestly, people who want to follow the MGTOW philosophy, that's gonna be no different. So we need to just wake up and realize that just because there are a few bad apples in that bunch, they really don't spoil that whole bunch. And honestly, it's not about spoiling a bunch at all. It's about getting the message. I love what I love what famous comedian Eddie Griffith said in one of his stand-ups. He said, Christians say Jesus is the prophet, and the Muslims say the Honorable Muhammad was the prophet. And he said, I don't give a fuck who the prophet was, or basically he said Jesus, and with Christians, was the messenger. And he said for Muslims, they say Muhammad was the messenger. And he says, fuck the messenger. Did you get the message? Because it's the truth. The message is we need to love one another. And when the message with MGTOW is we need to stand together as one, men. We really do, because we are the prize. That's about it for me. I'll try to put some more out in the future. But thank you so much for listening. Stay blessed.